Hello everybody, my name is Ahmad Nobah and I would like to welcome all of you in our third live webinar as part of our knowledge sharing for better quality sessions. So this is what we are going to call it from now on. So these webinars are considered to be series of knowledge sharing for better quality. So I would really, I would like to thank you for joining us, and also would like to thank the panelists for dedicating the time and preparing the presentations to share their knowledge. And this is really great, and all these things, all these efforts that we are doing just for the sake of improving the quality for our cancer patients worldwide. Today's webinar will focus on Monaco treatment planning system. And about the agenda, so I will start with just a brief introduction about the competition itself, some statistics, and then Mamta will start her presentation, and also then Silva will follow and give his 20-minute talk. So the goal of radiotherapy, as we all know, is to deliver the optimal dose to the target, to the tumor. And by this, we unfortunately, as we all know, may affect the normal tissue. Now, the quality specifier that we all know is to achieve the highest possible tumor control probability and achieve the lowest normal tissue complication. And the tumor control probability can be increased by simply achieving better homogeneity, dose homogeneity, and better dose conformity. In normal tissue, the same thing. We still have need the dose conformity, because if the dose is just on the target, this means that the normal tissue irradiated with this dose will be much less. So we need homogeneous dose for the target, as well as conformal dose, as well as the organ at risk sparing. These are the quality specifiers for any plan. Now, how to achieve that? In order to achieve high quality plan, we actually need two main and very important factors. The first one is the personal planning skill for the planner, and the second is his TPS understanding. Without these two, you cannot achieve high quality plan. You may be a very skillful planner, but you don't understand your treatment planning system, you will not achieve high quality plan. You may understand your treatment planning system, but you don't have any strategies to use against tough cases. This way, you cannot really achieve plan quality, high plan quality. This is why we need both. We need personal skill as well as more TPS understanding in order to be able to achieve the highest possible plan quality. Now, in radiotherapy, we know that the clinical criteria, most of the time, it's achieved, but the quality may vary from planner to planner. So from planner to planner, things are different. The quality may get different, and planners may differ in skills, treatment planning, understanding, and experience. This causes plan quality to differ from planner to the other. Now, how can we unify the quality of plans in a more objective approach? Because planner A in a specific country, under specific supervision in a specific environment, may get a plan that is totally different than his colleague in the same department, and completely different than someone from different country. So is there a way that we can change this kind of subjective nature of planner to planner to unify it, to make it in a more objective nature? So, and the other question is that, is there a way to stimulate planners worldwide to reach the maximum of their capability? This is the big question. So you have treatment planning system, and you have your own self as a planner. So you need to have a deep understanding of your treatment planning system, and you need to reach the maximum capability of your skill. This way, the plan generated by yourself, this means that it will be the best possible plan. Now, all these questions can be answered simply through the plan competition. So in the plan competition, you can unify almost the objective approach, the objective nature of the plan quality, as well as you can stimulate the planners worldwide to get the best out of them. Now, in the plan competition, it's actually using, I would say, reaching the maximum of treatment planning system and reaching the maximum of the planner skills. You cannot reach these two maximum levels unless you put yourself in a challenge, and this is the whole target of this plan competition. So we need to push you guys to the maximum to get the best out of you, because the best out of you will be shared worldwide later, and this will reflect and improve the plan quality and raise the level very high. And about the plan competition concept, it will start with the organizers that we need to select a tough case, or a tough case does not mean that it's not frequently treated. So for this year, we selected the left breast case. Now we have selected a few consultants to contour the organ at risk and the target as well. We use the PlanIQ software to specify the criteria and make it in a graphical representation, and then after that we will upload it to the website, and then we will ask planners worldwide to register in our competition. Then when they register, they will download this data set that includes the CT as well as the dosimetric and general criteria. Then after that, the planning process will start. Planners worldwide will start their planning. Then after that, when they are done, they will submit their plan, their plans will be evaluated, and then the best plans will be selected as today's case. Okay, that we have Mamta and Silva, that they are with us as part of the best selected plans for Monaco. And then after that, the top planners will share their skills as a presentation we will have next. Okay, they will share their presentation and their idea, their strategies, their tips and tricks for planners worldwide in order to share the knowledge. And then the shared knowledge, we will also request from you guys as participants in general to send to us your questions, either regarding the presentations presented today, or even any questions related to treatment planning system. Then we will transfer them to experts, and we will try to provide you with a very good and well presented answers. And this will be compiled and shared with you in the end of the sharing knowledge for better quality sessions. Then we will request from you guys to replan the same case that you have done. So you did your own plan first, and then we will share with you the practice of the best planners worldwide, and then we will compile a document for you that includes the guidelines to improve to follow in order to get high quality plan. Then we will request from you guys, whoever is interested, to participate and replan based on these best guidelines, and submit your plan and see quantitatively how much you improved your skills. This is the main goal, that we would like to make sure that you're not just simply participating and wasting your time. We would like you to really feel that this competition is really beneficial. Now, this is a competition cycle. As I said, the participant will register, then will download the data structure, then will start planning, then will upload their plan, then the evaluation of the plan will take place, and the scoring and the announcement of the result of the winners, and then the webinars will start. Then plans documents, we will compile the plan, and then after that we will have a follow-up plan. This will be our every year activity for our plan competition. Of course, during the year there will be a lot of activities like webinars, that's including different TPS. We may take a showcase for specific vendor, and this is how we can share the knowledge, as well as I will talk to you now about the WhatsApp group that we have initiated in order also to simplify interaction with all participants. Now, I will be talking about some statistics and the case description today. And as I said, as mentioned in our website, we have around 400 participants from 55 countries. We have 240 submitted plans, because some people even up to the last 3 weeks they started submitting, even though it's too late, but they would like for us to evaluate their plan. And the number, actually the good news that the number now reached close to 600. We have now 600 people in our mail list. This is why we would also appreciate if you guys can share this competition with others, so that the number will increase. And this is the countries that participated: about 38 from Saudi Arabia, close to 49 from France. France actually is catching up very high. The number reached now close to 60, and India also close to 70 or 80, something like that. US now it's almost 40, and the rest of the countries as well. Now, treatment planning systems, mostly Eclipse, like close to 220 cases, users or participants were from Eclipse. We have Pinnacle, we have Monaco, and we have other treatment planning systems. Now, for our website, this is our website, as you all know. If you open it and you scroll down, you will have many tabs, and if you selected the evaluation responses, you will see we submitted evaluation forms for all participants, and we received close to 165 forms. These forms, we will be talking about them, and based on your input as participants, we changed drastically few of our few things in our competition, and we will try to improve it in the coming in the next one. And also, as I said, we have WhatsApp group. So if you would like to join this WhatsApp group, simply you need to just send a WhatsApp message to the administrator. This is his number. And to join our mailing list, you just send me an email to anoba@kfshrc.edu.sa. This way I can add you to our mailing list that close now to 600 people, and in any future activity you will be included. Now let's discuss quickly about the evaluation responses. Now, as you can see here, we have 166 forms submitted. Now the first question: how did you hear about the competition? As you can see, most people heard about it from their colleagues. This shows that, please, you guys can share it. You are the best, better than social media even. So please share this with your colleagues. Now, the other is that, do you feel that such competition was beneficial and improved your planning skills? 94% said yes. So I know it's tough, but even though people really found it very useful, because they pushed themselves to the limit, and they knew that some people already can achieve that. So this is why many, like 95%, they said it's useful. Now, what's the site you suggested for the next competition? Like many people said, head and neck. So this is why the decision has been made that our next competition will be head and neck for nasal cases. So get ready, guys. Now, what's the planning time? Now we have some debate. Some people are saying it should be clinically relevant time. So 2 weeks, people are saying it's enough. But because also other people would suggest it to have 3 weeks, so the next competition will be 3 weeks for planners to achieve to submit their plans. Now, would you recommend this competition to your colleagues in the next edition? Now, as you can see, about 99% said that we can do that. Thank you guys for that. And for the 1%, we'll try our best to improve and avoid the mistakes that we have done in our first edition. Now, the case description, I will not go into details about it, because I'm sure Mamta and Silva, they prepared a great presentation for you. I hope you guys will enjoy it. So this is the target and organ at risk, and this is the points for every one of them. Now, how to get started? Now, the big question that comes: how to do a good plan. The main three aspects or steps to get a good plan is contouring, field geometry, and optimization. If you have good contouring, if you have good field geometry, if you provide the good optimization criteria for the optimizer, TPS will take these inputs, and if good inputs will produce good outputs. So this is why, guys, now the knowledge is summarized in these 3 steps. This is why we are trying to share the knowledge of the best people worldwide, and this is how we will learn all together. Okay, so how do they contour, how do they select their field geometry, how do they enter the numbers for the optimizer. So all these kind of things needs to be learned, knowledge should be shared in order to go ahead with that. Now, how our planners have achieved such high quality plans in the left breast case, let's find out. Okay, so I'm done with my presentation, and I will start now with Mamta.
My name is Mamta Mahur. I'm a medical physicist from Delhi State Cancer Institute, Delhi, India. Before starting my webinar presentation, I would like to thank Mr. Ahmad Nobah for giving me this great opportunity to share my planning strategy that I used for this planned challenge of left breast case with given dose constraint and objective. The planned challenge for the left breast case was difficult one due to the close proximity to OARs, large target volume, and the target was the peripheral target closer to the skin with lots of inhomogeneities involved like heart, lung, and we need to achieve sharp dose gradient near these structures. 18 criteria were given to us to achieve for OER and target along with the assigned score. I planned this case on core expression linear accelerator from Siemens, which is having optifocus multi-leaf collimator with 41 leaf pairs of 1 centimeter leaf thickness. And I used 6 MB photon energy to plan it with step and shoot IMRT technique on Monaco TPS from Electa of version 5.10.02, which used Monte Carlo algorithm. First, we have to. This is the TPS window with loaded structure set. First of all, we have to create plan by selecting from any template plan template by selecting treatment unit, your beam energy, your algorithm, and we have to select the location of ISO center. I've selected at the center of PTV total, and I've used only one common ISO center for the whole plan. I've used 9 coplanar beams. 4 were left medial tangential beams at starting at 20-degree interval, starting from gantry angle 285-degree clockwise, and 4 left lateral tangential beams at 20-degree interval, starting from 150-degree counterclockwise, and one beam perpendicular to the breast slope. I've used I've used collimation angle for each gantry angle to match the PTV shape and to separate the left lung from PTV. This helped me in reduction of dose to the left lung and heart. So these are the gantry and collimation angles for all the 9 beams. Here we have to add the prescription for our plan. After adding the dose prescription, we have to define the plan parameters. We were asked to use grid size of less than 3 mm, so I've used 0.25 centimeter grid size in my case. And I've used Monte Carlo algorithm and used statistical uncertainty as 1% for per calculation. We also need to define sequencing parameters in step and shoot IMRT. So we have to click segment shape optimization there and use all default values of for all these options, like minimum segment area I've selected 2 centimeters square, minimum segment width that's 0.5 centimeter, medium fluence smoothing, and minimum MU per segment as 4. This is nothing. Coming to Monaco optimization process, it is a 2-stage process. Stage 1 uses pencil beam algorithm. In this stage, system creates the dose calculation cube around the defined structures and optimize the fluence based on the user-defined prescription. Stage 2 optimization. In stage 2 optimization, segment weights are optimized using Monte Carlo algorithm. This stage optimizes the aperture shape and segment to create deliverable plan. Then we need to define layering for structures. Monaco uses layering order to determine voxel ownership. That is, structure listed higher in the layering order own the voxel in the area of overlap with any other structure. We have to add, then I have added heart, left lung, right breast, spinal cord, right lung. All these I have defined all above the body and below the target. This was the layering of my of all the OAS and target of all the structures in my plan. Then we have to define objectives for target and constraint for OAS in terms of physical and biological cost functions, which Monaco TPS uses. Then start optimization with PTV and body weave first, and then subsequently add OER constraints one by one in optimization while analyzing your results of optimization using relative impact tab as well as dose statistics. This is the optimization constraint window in which we have to define our constraints and the layering of structures. This is the layering order of the structures here. Before defining target objectives, we have to define IMRT parameters first. Here I have defined autoflush margin as 1.5 centimeter. As we know that autoflush margin is used when target is superficial or lies in the build-up region, that is just beneath the patient surface, because it is difficult to get coverage there. Or in this case, target volume could move out of the treatment field due to breathing. So I have used sufficient autoflush margin, and I've used surface margin and beam width as 0.3 centimeter, and these are the default values. Target margin and avoidance margin as normal one. If I'm defining autoflush margin here as 1.5 centimeter, then in PTP structural optimization properties also I have to click this autoflush margin, otherwise it won't consider it. While defining target objectives, I have defined the first target object as target EUD. It is a primary biological cost function. In this, we have to define prescription dose, that is of 50 gray, which is 50 gray, and cell sensitivity of 0.5. I've also used surface margin in this cost function, which is used to limit the effect of this cost function in the build-up region. Other physical cost function I've used is sporadic overdose to limit the hotspot in PTV. In this, I have to define maximum dose. I have defined maximum dose 52 gray, and with RMS value of 100 CGY. To allow some flexibility. Actually, RMS value is the amount of violation of prescription that we are willing to accept. In general, I used to plan by defining only these two cost functions, but in this particular case, I found difficulty in achieving minimum dose coverage. So I used one more hard constraint, one more physical cost function, that was a target penalty, which helped me in achieving the required steeper dose gradient, and thus I was able to force the minimum dose coverage. While defining constraint for body, I have used 4 cost functions, 2 quadratic overdose functions, 1 maximum dose cost function, 1 conformity cost function. As we know that hotspots are created near target volume. So to avoid any hot structure creation near target, I have applied 2 quadratic overdose functions to create dose gradient or dose transition between PTV and the unspecified body tissue by decreasing dose and increasing shrink margin. I will this is the first quadratic overdose function I have used. With the maximum dose as a prescribed dose, and RMS dose acts as 30 gray. I started with 10 gray, then after relaxing during optimization, I raised its value. Second sporadic overdose function, I defined by rule, that is I've used I've used maximum dose value as a 2/3 value of the prescribed dose and shrink margin of 1.5 centimeter to control the dose 1.5 centimeter beyond the target. So that's with the help of the shrink margin, what we can do is that there's no need of creating any ring or any extra structure to limit spillage. As by applying this option, we can easily accomplish that goal. The third cost function I have used is the maximum dose with a value which should not be exceeded anywhere in the body. And I have optimized this cost function over all the volumes. The fourth cost function is the conformality cost function defined with a value of 0.7 to shape high dose volume tightly around the target. For HERT, I have used parallel constraint to control volume dose or mean doses which were given to us, these constraints. The parallel constraint is preferred constraint for parallel OERs, and it is biological equivalent to DBH constraint. The first parameter in this constraint where we have to enter is the reference dose, and the second parameter we have to enter is the mean organ damage to structure in percentage. That is actually the fraction of volume of the structure that can be sacrificed, and with power law exponent value of 4. Here I've used 19 gray. I have constrained to 19 gray with to the 5% volume of the structure. Initially, when we start the optimization, we start with a higher value of here, but subsequently we we lower down our constraint, and in my final result where I settled down was this one. First, I tried with one parallel cost function defined for her, but when but I was not achieving my goal. So subsequently, I added 2 more parallel cost functions to apply harder optimization at 3 volumes and to achieve this the given constraints. I have also applied shrink margin here of 0.5 centimeter. As HUD was quite closer to the target in some of the slices or almost overlapping. So by applying this constraint to HUD, if I apply the constraint to HUD without this option, it will result in underdosage of the target in that area, and dose gradient will get pushed into the target. So the use of shrink margin moves the dose gradient out of the target and into the OER. Similarly, for left lung, I have used parallel const function. For example, I've used 8 gray to 33% volume with power law exponent value of 4, and also applied the shrink margin of 0.5. And other 2 more parallel cost function I have used for that is for 20 gray to 14% volume and 10 gray to 40% volume to achieve the mean dose as 9 gray and 20 gray to limit 20 gray to 15% volume of lung. For right breast, I have used one parallel cost function and one serial cost function. I've used parallel cost function to limit 2 gray dose to 5% volume with power law exponent value of 4, and one serial cost function to limit the point dose to 2 gray. Actually, serial cost function are used with serial OERs where we have to limit high doses to small volume of OERs. Here we have to enter Here we have to enter equivalent uniform dose value, which is similar to the unacceptable maximum dose value with power law exponent value, large power law exponent value. I've used 16 here. Actually, large K value means less tolerance to excessive damage to small volumes of the structure. For again, for spinal cord, I have used serial constraint to achieve point dose of 8 gray with power law exponent value of 16. For right lung, I have used parallel cost function, and it was quite easy to achieve constraint for this structure. So I use some relaxed value of 5 gray to 6% volume with PLE4. This is a snapshot during optimization in Monaco TPS. During optimization, we can evaluate the effect of individual constraint with the help of relative impact parameter, which shows how hard the optimizer is working on a particular constraint. Thus, it gives information as a potential to improve the plan by relaxing the specific constraint. Here we can see that optimizer is working hard on the lung, heart, and on conformality. This is the dose statistics window which I use to analyze my plan during optimization also. And this is the DBH which I got after at the end. The final plan which I got was having a 155 number of segments and 1062 monitor units. With this optimization strategy, I arrived at this result. I marginally missed my score for PTV and right breast and achieved all the constraints for heart. I lost most of my score in achieving constraint for left lung and homogeneity, but we need to make a balance between them. So where I sacrificed my score here. My final plan score was 85.9%. Actually, Monaco uses Monte Carlo algorithm, which is a gold standard one, and it accurately models the dose and thus could underestimate the target coverage. But I will say optimizing a plan is just like a game in which we can achieve the goal by different approaches or by applying permutation and combination of different cost functions. So in brief, my plan strategy in this case, my plan strategy is to start with a constraint defined for OER, relax them a little so that target can receive required dose, run the stage 1 optimization first and ensure target coverage, allow small overdoses to OERs and max doses, review the optimized results. In case of major conflicts, reassess the constraint use. We can relax our constraint in terms of parallel serial or power exponent values which we have used by analyzing our results in relative impact and cost function weights. They are the great indicators of how the system is working and where the conflicts are to be addressed. According to that, we have to make or edit the prescription and re-optimize again stage 1. If satisfied, launch stage 2 optimization and allow to run until segment shape optimization starts. In this stage also, we can start to lower the ISO constraint during segment shape optimization for structures that were allowed to go a little high in phase 1 and monitor target coverage using the weight as an indication of areas where the biggest conflict exists. With this, we can make further fine-tuning adjustment at the completion of stage 2 also, as small changes are quickly achieved at this time without a total re-optimization, but I avoid this step. After analyzing my plan score, plan evaluation report from Sun Nuclear software, I found that Monaco results may vary from Sun Nuclear score. I don't know the exact reason behind it, but it may be due to difference in sampling of those voxels by Sun Nuclear software. So this was all my planning strategy. At the end, I would like to thank all the listeners and organizers of this webinar. Thank you.
Again, thank you, Mamta, for your presentation. Regarding just your point about the PlanIQ software and why the results are different, actually the PlanIQ was designed to be compatible with all treatment planning system, and as you have mentioned, that every system has its own sampling strategies or technique. So this is why what you see in your treatment planning system will be different than the PlanIQ software, but it's designed to be very accurate as well. So as an advice in your future plans, I'm talking now for all participants, you guys can simply make your organs to be high resolution type of organs, and if you can minimize the dose calculation grid size. If you made it less than 2 by, let's say 2 by 2 millimeter or 1.5 by 1.5 millimeter, this way your results will be very close to the PlanIQ software. Okay, guys. So thank you very much, Mamta, for your presentation. And now we will start with Hoy Silva. So now you take the lead now. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Rui Silva, I'm from Portugal. I have to say thank you to the organizer for the very good planned competition. So now we'll just start my webinar, Monaco webinar. Hello, this is where I work, is Lentus Medical Center. Here you have True Electa Versa HD with the Agility MLC. This MLC is with 160 lifts with 0.5 millimeters each one. Our TPS version is Monaco 5.1. Here is the agenda. I will start the case. After we will talk about ESA center, arc geometry, TPS, EMRT constraints, and the results. Okay, the case. The case, you have a big PTV, have right breasts, the axillary, supraclavicular, zones to radiate here in 50 grades in 25 fractions. The organs at wrist are very close to the PTV, like lungs, heart, spinal cord, right breast. Isocenter. Now we'll talk about isocenter and volume rings. My isocenter was a simple one. I just in Monaco you have an option. I automatically choose the center of PTV evaluation. This looks perfect to me. You can see in the image, it's like a normal breast case isocenter. The volumes. I didn't use any auxiliary volumes or rings. In Monaco, you don't need to control this. You can do, by the constraint, you can use the constraint to do similar way the rings. Arc geometry. The fields. I use two fields with different energies, one with 6 and the other with 10. My first field have a start angle about 300 at in the end of the field is 180. It's clockwise, and the second arc is the opposite but with 10 energy. You can see here. Like the start angle was chosen by 300, was chosen to spare control lateral all areas, like the left lung. The heart is like a tangential field. The finish angle is 180, was chosen to improve the dose in the supraclavicular dose. You can see in this image, the TPS use this hand angle to radiate more the supraclavicular and axillary dose. The field with 10 was very helpful to decrease the hotspot and improve PTV coverage in deeper zones. You can see that PTV have a kind of large margin to the skin, and the 10 MV don't have problems to radiate the PTV. One important thing that is agility MLC as jaw tracking. To be active, you must choose the auto mode in the field geometry. Now we go to TPS parameters. Monaco have multiple parameters that interfere in VMAT or in MRT, like the previous said. My calculation properties, I use medium dose deposit is advised to use because it's more close to reality. The grid spacing was 3 millimeters, like the CT slices. I didn't change this. And the statistical uncertainty, I choose 0.5 calculation per plane. If turns too slow, 1% is not a problem to have a good results too. And after, in the end, you can recalculate the same plan with 0.5 to have a smoother calculation. My sequencing parameters, I choose max numbers for arcs, true. This means that you choose one field, but if TPS needs, you will go back on field. In reality, it's like 2 fields in the other TPS. I choose 180 max number of control points per arc. In my plan, the final result was 153 in the first field and 158 in the second one. I define a minimum segment was 0.5. It's a acceptable value, not so small. My prescription parameters. The other colors use normal one. I choose to use typed. My target measurement is not so normal. I didn't compromise my PTV target by using that. We have another auto who can choose very tight, but I think your PTV will be compromised if you choose tight. I use type 2 to have my conform dose to my PTV. Now we'll talk about my EMRT constraints for VMAT. Like the other say, Monaco is allowing of structures. It's important to choose to put in first our most important structures. PTV like is the first one after the lungs, the heart, spinal. I use these target cost functions. You have several ones in Monaco. I use very few serial, how can I say, biologic functions. I use more normal one, not biological. Biological one, I use only serial to conform those. My PTV, I use 3 cost functions to this target, I only use target penalty that find dose and minimum dose coverage. A prescription 50 grades at the minimum volume 99%. It works good. I didn't have so much difficulty to achieve this coverage. I use a maximum dose. I'm really addicted to this cost function, but it's really a very rigid constraint can interfere severely in your optimization. Be careful when using maximum dose. I use a maximum dose of 55 to control the hotspots. The quadratic overdose defined maximum dose too is like this but less rigid. I use this for homogeneity the dose in target penalty. I use maximum dose of 51, and dose exceed is like permission to TPS to give more than 51 in some spots. Lungs and heart. In both lungs and heart, cost function serial was used to same purpose. I use the serial function to control the average dose in these volumes. In the right volume, I think, right lung, I think I use 4, and with power law 1. Power law expand 1. This means to control the average dose. And I use overdose DVH. This cost function, it's like the other, like the Eclipse cost functions, same way that Eclipse works. I do some objectives. This is an example to right lung, I think. It's 50 grades to cover at least 20% of the lung. I didn't use the shrink margins to the targets. In the left lung, and the heart, I use multiple overdose DVH that we can see here. You can see the overdose DVH in the heart, in the lung. My spine, continuing, my spinal cord in right breast, I only use maximum dose. It works very, very good in spinal. And right breast, I think you can be more rigid. I use only 6 gray. It achieves kind of easy. You can do in next plan you can decrease more the dose here. In the body, I use a quadratic overdose. I use this quadratic overdose like a ring. It was used to control high dose outside of PTV. I control the 95% of the isodose, maximum dose. Can access in some spots only 0.3 grays. And my shrink margin was really shrink. It's like a really close ring to the PTV that I didn't want high dose outside of PTV. I used conformality to increase the dose gradient from PTV to body and to have a better conformality in this way. We go back. We can see the weight in the functions. You can see that maximum dose was such not so hard, but you can see here that the most difficult cost functions to achieve was the lung right, the lung left, and the worst case was really the serial from the heart, for the median. If we have really a huge weight in this cost function. The breast right was 1.8. You can really down this constraint. You can down those limits. You can improve here, I think, in the next option. This is my final results. You can see here the PTV coverage. You can see the isodose go to the right lung. I kind of sacrificed my right lung to have a better conformality of the PTV. That in final result I didn't have achieved any score in my right lung score. Here is my different views. This is my DVH. You can see. This is my score. You can see here that my breast right, I didn't achieve any score. This we can improve much here. I have a good score in targets. and the left lung you can improve here in the 5 grades. In the end, we have a quite good dose. Spinal was good, but in the right breast you can really have a better plan. This is my presentation. I hope that you like. My thanks. Goodbye.
Thank you very much, Khoy, for your informative presentation. It's really great, and I really appreciate. And the good thing that we need to point out here, guys, is that both Khoy, Silva, and Mamta, they only spent few months on Monaco, so they don't have extensive years of experience. This shows you that it's not about the number of years that you're spending. Experience is good, and it's important many times, but here this shows you that it all depends on the personal skills and personal initiative of the player. So Mamta and Silva, they both were very new in Monaco, but as you can see, they could achieve very high score in such a tough case. So I really appreciate your participation, guys. Thank you very much. Now let me just continue quickly with to conclude. So here, so as an announcement, the good news is that on the IAEA website, on the Human Health Campus Medical Physics main page, so soon our competition will be shared, and even our activities will be shared there. So IAEA is with us now in our competition for especially the next one and the future, because they are with the knowledge sharing aspects, and they would prefer for the knowledge to be shared worldwide. Now also there will be a webinar follow-up. I will prepare a Google document or Google form that will send to every one of you to fill all your questions and comments, and these questions for TPS will be forwarded to the experts to answer it, and then all these kind of questions and answer will be compiled in one document, and it will be shared with the planners worldwide to improve. And also the good thing about that is that after we share with you guys this document, you need to, if you are interested, you can perform the follow-up plan, the follow-up replan that will be in August, I think 14th, if I'm not mistaken. So you will have another opportunity to do the left breast plan using the guidelines of the top planners worldwide. I want also to remind you with the next Pinnacle with the next live webinar will be about Pinnacle in 22nd of June, and the link will be shared with you guys soon. Also, I want to remind you that if you paid attention to the live to the GoToMeeting window, you can see handouts. So you can download these handouts that include the presentation of Mamta and Khoy, so you can follow these guidelines and try to implement it yourself in your treatment planning system. Also, after this webinar, there will be a survey. You need to we would like you guys to fill it and provide us with your questions in that survey. And by this, I just remind you also that there is a WhatsApp group. As I told you, you can join us. You can also send us your email so that we will include you in our mailing list. So thank you very much in the end of this live webinar, and I really appreciate your time, guys. And please fill the survey and be ready for the follow-up activities that will start with a Google form that you need to fill, and put all your questions that you in this Google form, and we will have it. We will summarize them and then fill it. So thank you very much, and please share this competition with others. And as I really say, I can see it very clearly that centers worldwide are sending me emails, like individuals are telling me that they started implementing some of the best plans as prototype or as a templates in their breast cases for advanced cases, like very advanced cases that you cannot do with 3D. So this shows you how knowledge sharing started having very good impact on the clinical day-to-day basis cases. So thank you very much, and I hope you found this live webinar useful, and I hope that I can see you in the future live webinars. Have a good day, guys. Bye.